Is it illegal coming in the country?
Yeah. Okay, I don't want to get into semantics because I've done this. I just said that, but you're not listening to me.
No, I'm asking you this specific question.
Yes.
If you had a choice right now.
I just said yes. I answered your question.
Okay,
Yes.
so answer this one. If you had a choice right now, an American veteran who's on the street needs help, or a migrant that needs help, who gets the help?
Both.
There's only one choice you can give it to. Who do you give it to?
I give it to the person who is in most dire need.
You know what the right answer is? If you got to pick between a veteran and an illegal, get the damn illegal out of here.
They need undocumented immigrants in order to get food to your table.
It's not true, bro. It's not true.
No, that is true. You don't want to get facts?
There ain't no American born and raised here that won't do the job. They crazy as hell. I know lots of them in my projects. Trust and believe me.
Dummy Don Lemon is at it again, and for some reason, he has a passion for getting destroyed by Trump supporters. And the best part is not just how these people stand up to Don and his lies that he's throwing at them, but also how they don't take his crap and sometimes they walk away or ride away when Don will not stop with the lies. It's Sean Daniel here. If you guys love these Don Lemon humiliation videos, make sure you hit that like button. Now let's go. And let's start it off with this black guy in New York City who starts off trashing Republicans and then shocks Don with the reversal.
What do you want me to ask you?
What if you ask them?
I asked him who's responsible for the government shutdown, Democrats or Republicans?
I would say Repubs.
Why?
Why ask why? Because they always doing something. They always doing something. They don't. Republicans are good for one thing: themselves. That's
Yeah.
what they could. If they gotta share, they don't want to share. They shut it down because they don't want to share.
How do you feel about the ICE raids?
The who?
ICE raids,
Like
immigration.
I feel good about them.
Yeah, you want them to crack down?
More, yes.
You do?
Yes, been wanting it for years, all my life.
And what about them like roughing people up?
Nah, that shit crazy. Don't put your hands on nobody. That's crazy. Don't hurt nobody. Do it the legal way.
But that's what they're doing, though.
That shit ugly. Then no, I don't feel great about that. I mean, don't hurt nobody. At the same time, get them out of here. Get them all out of here. Please and thank you. Trump 4 more years for that.
Did you
just for
support
that? Just for
Did you
that.
vote for him?
No, hell no. I can't vote. I lost my voting rights when I was 22 years old. I apologize.
You went away?
Yeah, for assault and battery.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you said 4 more years for Trump?
Just because I want him to concentrate on nothing but immigration and getting them out of here.
And the big argument Don's about to make is how none of the Americans want to work, so that's why we need the illegals here. And this guy has a first-hand experience that's going to shoot that argument right down.
Just for that.
You don't think they
Nothing
contribute
else.
to the economy at all?
Of course they do. Of course they have. At the same time, think about the people who wasn't able to contribute because the immigrants was there. You know what I'm saying? The people who live here and who was born here, was raised here, who has the same skill set that they have, but wasn't able to do their job because they were there illegally to do it. Yeah. Now the people who's here legally, like me, I guess you, him, can't do that job because them people who are illegal are doing it, which is not cool for us.
But you know they're having trouble filling jobs. They can't find people to fill jobs.
Shit,
they're getting rid of so many people.
Okay, what kind of jobs are they? You know,
all over in the service industry and farming. They need undocumented immigrants in order to get food to your table.
It's not true, bro. It's not true.
No, that is true.
That's not true, bro. That's not
you don't want to get facts?
There ain't no American born and raised here that won't do the job. They crazy as hell. I know lots of them in my projects. Trust and believe me.
Why aren't they doing it then?
Because they don't have the opportunity because it's not there. They ain't going down there just
no,
get
there
rejected.
are people who can't keep their restaurants open because they're getting rid of their undocumented workers. And they're trying to get workers here that are American born and they're not taking the jobs. They don't want those jobs.
Oh, they don't want them jobs. Okay, I don't know nothing about that, man. All I know is that I'll get a job. I'll take the job. I do like 15, like the Jamaicans. I have 15 different jobs. You know, I do one of theirs.
It's very rare for Don, who lives in his polished brownstone, high-quality apartment, to actually talk to real people that need jobs. Not just what he reads on a report from CNN, but real people who live in the projects and know people that are trying to find jobs and can't find them because all these different restaurants and companies are hiring illegals. I mean, I don't know the jobs numbers. You don't know the jobs numbers maybe. Don doesn't fully know them. But I would trust The word of a guy who lives in the projects on who decides to go look for jobs and what jobs are available over what Don Lemon says about jobs. Now let's get into some of the fiery clips where this guy with his purple pants in his wheelchair does not take any crap from Don Lemon.
Do you think the president should send the National Guard here?
No. Why not? Is it really that bad in Philadelphia? I don't know. I know Chicago is. I'm from Chicago originally, and I do support that. Chicago is a war zone.
You think he should send the National Guard to Chicago?
I really do.
Yeah. Tell me.
To assist, not to make arrests, of course, to assist, to maybe stop, just be a deterrent, So I really am in favor of what he's doing in D.C. with it.
You are?
Oh, I really am.
Tell me.
But, well, I mean, listen, how many people have died in D.C. since we started? How many people have got shot and killed?
Yeah. I know it's minimal. I don't know. It was none.
It was zero for a long time.
Yeah, I haven't looked for it in the past couple of days. There may have been one since. I don't know.
Yeah. But listen, how can you be more BLM than saving their lives?
But you know that crime is down already.
Yeah, but you also know that it's high. I mean, carjacking, even the mayor said carjacking have went down 86%. Come on. I mean, what is the real goal here? Is it to take over a city, or is it to keep people safe? That's what you have to determine.
I think it's to take over a city.
I don't. I think it's to keep people safe. I really do.
The mayor said she didn't believe that they were getting a return on the investment, though, although the crime was down, because of the money that taxpayers are spending for this. And if they had just asked, they could have assisted the police rather than just...
How much money are the taxpayers paying for it?
Millions.
Millions?
Yes.
Because National Guard would be working somewhere, right?
Yeah, they would be working somewhere, but also they have to have housing there. They have to have a transportation. They have to have resources. They have to have food.
It's very minimal. What kind of price are you going to put on? See, how many people were there? There was a murder every 2 days.
Yeah.
Up until he started this, there was a murder every 2 days.
I don't think people. Listen, let me just tell you this. I don't think people think that crime should not be taken down. I think it's the method in which he's doing it. If he had called it, hang on, let me answer the question. Let me ask you a question. Make my statement. If he had called or had reached out to the people there, like the mayor of DC or the governors or the mayors of the cities or states, and said, we would like to get crime down, I can send in some resources to help you. What do you need? Let's work together. Instead, he's antagonizing.
He's tried that approach before.
He has not tried that approach. He hasn't tried that approach. Hold on, that's not true.
No, wait a minute. Do you think...
I know, but I acknowledge I said it's not true. Do you? No, yes, but do you understand that's not true?
No, I don't understand that's true.
Okay, well, it's not true, though.
Because he has offered his services before.
He's not offered it.
He offered the National Guard on September 6th, and Nancy Pelosi turned it down.
January
6th.
That's not true. Nancy Pelosi has no... Hang on.
I do not know where
Let me
you're
tell you...
getting your facts.
No. Yeah, I do not know where you're getting your facts. Nancy Pelosi has nothing to say about the National Guard.
No,
and if you... Let me tell you, no, it's not her call.
She is in control of the
president has...
Police.
So then how did the National Guard get there this time?
Because this isn't at the Capitol.
Yeah, it's in Washington, D.C.
This is not the Capitol Police.
But it's still in Washington, D.C.
This is not the Capitol Police, though.
It's not... You have to check your facts.
In Washington, D.C., okay. The Metro Police, but not the Capitol Police itself.
I need you to do a fact check.
He's not keeping the Capitol safe. He's keeping...
I need you to do a fact check because what you're saying is 100% not true.
No, it's not. It is true.
No, it's not.
It is true. It is true.
No.
Yes, it is true.
Okay.
Yes, it is true.
So then this time you said he has authority when he didn't.
What kind of a value you will place on these lies?
Yeah.
Tell me how much is enough to save at least a couple of dozen lives since he started this. How much is that worth?
I don't think that is the right framing of this because we know the answer is you can't put a price on a life. But also the other answer is we do have a constitution and we do believe in states' rights. And that's what the Republican Party is about. But all of a sudden it's not about that now. So that is hypocrisy. And to say that the president has authority to send the National Guard into Washington, D.C., and they are there at the Capitol as well. We're going to the Capitol. There are members of the National Guard that are walking around the Capitol. We saw them arrest someone there the other day for burning a flag. Well, it wasn't the National Guard, but they were there. They were arrested, I believe, by the Park Police or the Secret Service. But the National Guard is patrolling the Capitol as well. So you can't then say Donald Trump did not have the authority for January 6th, but then now all of a sudden he has the authority and you're okay with it. That's hypocrisy.
This is sometimes why it's hard to watch Don, because he does these long soliloquies instead of just asking the questions, making a point. He does this thing where he tries to overpower people when he's the one going to interview them. Make your point, ask a question, but let them speak. He does these long university-like lectures to these people on the street.
Can I ask you this question?
Sure.
Okay. What state is Washington, D.C. in?
It's not Washington, D.C. It's a district.
Oh, a federal district.
Yes.
So who's in control of the federal district?
And where's the capital? Where's the capital? And where? Where's the capital?
But the
No. Tell me, where's the capital?
But the person.
Where's
in
the
charge
capital?
Of the Capitol
That's not
Police,
true.
It's Nancy Pelosi.
Sir, it's not.
Nancy
It's
Pelosi
not.
at the time. Not now. It's not, of course, because she's not the. She's not the in control.
But I need you to know that that's not true.
Yeah, it is true.
Yeah, we've got it.
All right, thank you.
All right, we gotta go.
But I need you to know that. I want you to when I leave you here, okay? I want you to.
Let me ask you one last question.
Okay, but hang on. Let me get this. Will you promise to fact check this before
I
when
already
we
have.
leave? Okay.
But will you answer one last question for me? Do you really think that these blue state governors and mayors are willing to do anything that Donald Trump offers?
Okay.
Do you think that if he extended the olive branch, that they would work across the aisle with Donald Trump? If you do, you are absolutely off your gourd.
Okay.
Because if he cured cancer tomorrow, they would say that was bad.
I don't think anybody would say that. But
Yes, they do.
I just
Yes,
want
they
to. I
would.
want to give you this
Excuse
because I
me.
want you to know.
I don't want anything.
Okay, you don't want to know. All right, I was going to give you the fact check. He doesn't want the fact check. Okay. So, anyways,
I love how the guy didn't even want to hear anything else from Don. He was like, bro, I had enough of your lies. Especially when he tried to lie about how the media, the left, and even himself would have no problem if Donald Trump cured cancer or did something really positive, that they would have no problem. We know that's a lie, Don. It's like every time I make a video with Don Lemon or one of these guys on the left, they figure out a new way to lie, twist the truth, make up some story about Trump, and try to chip away at our freedoms. And one of the scariest parts is that a lot of your personal freedom is tied to your personal information online. And when your data's out there, you're not in control anymore, but some random person on the other side of the internet is. Scammers, marketers, and even stalkers can buy and sell your info without your consent. It's not just annoying spam calls, but it's an invasion of your privacy. And that's why today's video is sponsored by Aura. Aura is basically like a digital shield for you and your information. They automatically remove your private info from these shady broker sites and they keep it off. Also, you're not vulnerable to the same type of abuse and control that we see from these big tech companies and politicians. I personally have been the subject of this type of an attack online where people are trying to steal your information, open various accounts under your name, and to deal with it is a pretty annoying hassle. You have to go and log into these different sites, get all these security measures in place. It's quite time consuming. And when this happened, if I knew about a service like Aura that helps me monitor and protect my information with just a simple click, it would have been a lot nicer and a lot less time wasted. But Aura does a lot more than just protect your data. They give you real-time fraud alerts for your credit and bank accounts, dark web monitoring, a secure VPN, and even $5 million in identity theft insurance. So they're not just protecting your data, but they're protecting your entire freedom online. You can try Aura for free for 14 days by clicking the link in my description or visiting aura.com/SeanDaniel. In those 2 weeks, you'll see possibly where your data is being exposed online and how Aura scrubs it off those shady websites, really without you having to do anything. Visit aura.com/SeanDaniel to keep your personal information safe, secure, and free. We love freedom, don't we? Now it's time for Bandana Man to go after Donnie Don.
hey, what's going on?
What's going on?
Don Lemon, a friend of Jolly's here. He said I should interview you.
What's it?
What's going on? What is he? Does he know about the folks who are in here?
He thinks different than us, so it might be good to get an opposite opinion.
Oh, so wait,
Yeah.
you let me know what's going on.
Yeah.
Why do you think different? What do you think? How do you feel? I don't know how you feel. I don't know if it's different or the same. How are you? How do you feel about what's going on here?
I support it.
Why is that?
This is America, man. Got to do things the right way. That's it. Plain and simple.
What does that mean?
It means exactly what it sounds like. Got to do it the right way. You want to come here legally.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. How do you
That's the
feel?
bottom line.
How do you feel about due process?
You're getting into a sketchy line there you're trying to throw out.
I just asked you a question. How do you feel about due process?
I think due process is important in a lot of standings, but when you come down to the immigration, it's impossible.
Why is that? Why is it different with immigration? Due process has allowed all people who are in the United States, even if you're not a citizen.
We beg to differ there.
That's the Constitution. That's the law. That's what that's America. We can't like have an exception for immigration.
I don't support illegal immigration, period. That's all there is to it.
You don't support illegal immigration at all?
No.
You support illegal activity at all?
No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
No.
You?
Follow the law, man. Follow the law. That's it.
Yeah. I have to ask you, did you vote for Donald Trump?
Absolutely, 100%.
Great setup by Don Lemon. He is a pro at this sometimes to say, do you support following the law? Do you not support illegal activity of any kind? Because he's going to set him up with how Trump got indicted for illegal activity. He was a convicted felon, is a convicted felon. Genius setup, even though we don't like it. Got to respect it. He knows what he's doing sometimes.
I have to ask you, did you vote for Donald Trump?
Absolutely, 100%.
He did a lot of illegal stuff and was convicted of it.
Well,
And you support him. Why is that?
witch hunt.
Why? Well, people would say that this is a witch hunt too, that they're hunting people down who are going about their
Illegal,
business.
Going after criminals.
Well, he's just
Let
the
me ask
same
you a
thing.
question.
No, but it's the
Do you-
same
do
thing.
you-
Hold on. Let me ask you. No, I'm gonna let you talk.
Do you think
Let me.
it's good all the people
and
who are
this,
getting off the street
I'll
getting
answer that.
criminals?
You can ask that.
Do
can.
you think it's good, ICE getting all the criminals off the
Sir,
street?
I promise you I will answer your question, but
Well-
since we're on the subject, do you think that that Donald Trump did something illegal?
Do I think he did anything
Yeah.
illegal? Let the courts decide, right?
Okay, but shouldn't that be the same way for the folks who are here?
Not for illegals that are coming in illegal, man. That's what they did. They broke the law.
It's undocumented. It's a misdemeanor.
No, you can play that word undocumented.
Yeah.
Illegal is illegal.
Yeah,
Illegal by what? The letter of the law?
it's
Illegal
not.
is illegal.
But
Okay.
it is
And the
not
law says
criminal
due
activity.
process.
The law says due process. He's right.
Let them have that conversation.
It's not illegal coming in the country.
No, it is. It is. You're breaking a rule.
Is it illegal coming in the country?
Yeah. I don't want to get into semantics because I've done this.
Well, that is semantics.
Let me say
Watch
this.
this,
No.
watch this.
See,
You're saying it's
hold on.
illegal
If
by the
you
letter
come
of
in the
law,
country
but then
legal,
you're saying
it's
due process
illegal.
don't matter,
Yeah.
which is the letter of law.
Mike, let him
Yes.
do his
Come on, bro.
interview.
Yeah. Thank you very much. We have different levels of criminality in this country, which I've been trying to explain to people. It's semantics. We have different levels of criminality. It's not all the same. There's some things that are more or worse than others. Being convicted of 34 counts of fraud, that's way more criminal than someone who's coming across the border undocumented and is basically a misdemeanor.
To who?
To the law.
To who, though?
To the law. That's the law in the
Okay,
country.
so do you
I don't know why Don is trying to belittle what a misdemeanor is when you're breaking federal law by entering in the country illegally and not leaving when you have an order of deportation. I don't know why he's trying. He got destroyed in the last video we did about him, talking to the Mexican immigrant lady who destroyed him on the idiocy of his argument there. But I don't know what this whole misdemeanor thing is, how that makes it like any lighter in people's eyes.
I think it depends on the situation. If they're coming over looking for a better life, of course people should come over.
do it legally then?
I'm agreeing with you. Of
Right,
course
okay,
it should
so
happen
there, end of
legally.
conversation. Do it legally.
Of
If
course
you're here illegal, you got to go.
Okay, so
Plain and simple.
do you want the president to go?
He's not here illegal.
But he did a lot of illegal stuff.
He's not an illegal citizen.
Yeah, but still, he did so, and he's a citizen, and he did something legal. That's even illegal. That's even worse.
Why isn't he in jail then?
Because
Why isn't he in
you
jail?
tell me, why isn't he in jail?
Right.
Why isn't he in jail?
You answer that.
Yeah, he's not in jail because he's the president of the United States, and that's why he ran so hard. That's the only way he stayed out of prison is by becoming the president of the United States. And why is he the president? Because a lot of people
He's the best
don't.
president we've ever had, bro.
Okay, well,
It makes me think these liberals like Don Lemon have never traveled and never had to showcase their information, get granted certain visas to enter countries. Because if I'm not legally in a country and then I commit another crime, obviously they can keep me there and punish me, or they can just deport me. And if I overstay and someone finds out, they can deport me. That has nothing to do with any illegal activity that a United States citizen does or commits. They're not going to deport They don't go and deport the most ridiculous criminals in the United States. They put them in jail. What does that have to do with immigrants coming here, overstaying, and their right or not right to getting kicked out? I swear, it's like these people, like Don Lemon, have never had to go to any international events whatsoever to just learn the basic logic of visas, immigration statuses that I've gotten to learn by traveling to, I think it's 29 countries now.
Being violent doesn't get anything done.
You mean arresting people and pushing them?
No, like all these protests and the violence out here and the aggressive towards this girl and the microphones and the loudspeakers in people's ears. What does that do?
But kidnapping people.
All it does is just put a bigger wall up.
But seriously, okay, let me just say, I'm just going to say for the sake of conversation that I agree with you. But what about taking people off the street, beating them up, pushing them to the ground, and who have had no criminal activity on their records? The majority of people that they picked up don't have a criminal past and have no criminal activity. Separating them from their families, taking them, going to pick them up in front of their kids at school. You don't think that you agree with that kind of violence?
I think a lot of times it's probably a tough pill to swallow.
Yeah.
But the bottom line is illegal, man.
What?
Yeah.
That's it.
But why don't you have the same rules for the president?
Are we talking about, what are we talking about? Immigration?
You said illegal. You don't like illegal activity, and they should be thrown out of the country. So you have different rules for different people.
Throw everything into the pot. I'm talking about a specific situation with illegal immigration in this country.
This is a good lesson for all of us to be aware of how liberals deal with this illegal immigration argument, how they try to twist it into something it's not. And good on the guy in the bandana calling him out for that. You can't put all illegal activity in the same pot, quote unquote, as illegal immigration. That doesn't mean we just deport every criminal in the United States. He's talking about people that should not be here. And Don's slick, and a lot of liberals you guys might run into will be slick as well. So this is a good lesson.
It's a big problem.
Yeah.
It's a big problem.
I agree. It is a problem.
Yeah.
And it could be fixed with comprehensive immigration reform.
Here's another lie where Don's going to start blaming the Republicans, literally blaming the Republicans for the issues with immigration because they won't pass immigration reform. Yeah, not like Biden didn't just make the border wide open from 2021 when he got sworn into office all the way to 2025 when he left office in January.
Who support the president.
Let everybody stay here?
No, I'm not saying that at all.
Do you think it's right that they get all this money when they come in the country and there's people on the streets starving? There's people homeless in this country. There's veterans starving in this country. But yet the migrants come in and they get all this money, housing, cars, and everything.
That's not the migrants' fault.
But how is that
It's not the migrants' fault.
But they still accept it.
It's not the migrants' fault. The biggest strain on our economy
Whose fault is it?
The biggest strain on our economy.
But whose fault is it?
Whose fault
is it?
I'm about to explain it to you. I'm about to explain.
All the money.
Let me explain it to you. It's the people here in the United States who don't have a job, who can't find a job, who don't have health insurance. That's the biggest drain on our economy. It's not migrants. Migrants don't get health care. Migrants don't get Cadillac health care. Immigrants pay into the system and they get nothing out of it. So
what about all the free checks coming across the border?
Free checks for
They
what?
get free money. What about the
excuse me, undocumented people don't get health care.
But what about all the free money they get when they come across? They get monthly money, they get hotels, putting them up in hotels. Who pays for that?
Well,
who pays for that?
But there are American citizens who are a bigger drain on that. You're going to have problems with immigration and with people who don't have jobs.
All the migrants that come into the country, they get free checks, free food, free housing, free cars. How does that make Americans feel?
Okay.
And then you wonder why there's people who have their hair brushed back because of that.
Okay, let me tell you. If we had comprehensive immigration reform, then you would not have to worry about that.
Okay.
But the people who could fix that are the people who support Donald Trump, and they vote against things that will help immigration reform.
Who supported, which party, Republicans or Democrats, supported giving all the migrants money, free hotels, free cars, free everything? Who supported that?
Well, I don't know exactly who supported, but I don't have an issue.
The majority would be Democrats.
As someone who pays a lot of taxes.
So Don all of a sudden has amnesia. He can't figure out the logical, obvious fact that most Democrats, or more Democrats than Republicans, supported giving all this free aid to illegal. Oh, I don't know specifically who voted on that. Oh, now he's got amnesia.
I don't know exactly who supported it, but I don't have an
The
issue.
majority would be Democrats.
As someone who
correct?
pays a lot of taxes,
But
I
you
don't.
would be
Hang on,
Democrat,
can you let me?
right?
No, I don't know. I don't know that. That's not fact.
So
I don't know that.
Do you think Republicans?
Can I answer
do you
your
think
question?
Republicans voted.
Can
to
you
give
hold on?
Migrants money.
Can
over
you
Americans?
hold on? I will answer
You
your
see, that's
question.
the problem. Don, you don't want to answer the question I'm asking.
Because you asked me 4 questions
Okay,
and you
I'm
don't let me
asking you
finish
one.
one.
I'm asking you
I'm
one.
going to answer the one before.
I'm going to ask you.
Let's allow him to answer all.
Yeah,
the
you're not- you're not
I'm just
answering-
gonna
you're
ask you- Just answer this one
Okay,
question.
I will
and
if you
can
let
say
me
whatever
if you let
want.
me finish what you did before. Okay, so the people who vote against comprehensive immigration reform, those are the people who are responsible for this. As someone who pays a lot of taxes, I don't mind helping people who are looking for a better life and who are crossing the border. Would I rather that they did it legally or go through the channels? Yes, but not everybody does that, and you don't know what people are going to do when they are faced with dire consequences. They are in
So
desperate
you're trying to
situation.
say that
Let me
everybody
finish,
came
and then
across
you
the
can
border
ask.
was in a dire consequence.
I didn't say everyone.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
The majority.
I didn't say that. You're putting words in my mouth. But what I'm trying to tell you is that I don't mind doing that as a Christian and an American and someone who lives in the richest country in the world. I think it is okay to help those who are in need. That's how I was brought up. That's what my faith tells me. So whatever sacrifice that I need to make as a person of privilege who lives in a rich country with freedoms that they don't have in their country, I'm willing to sacrifice something to
And you
help
just said
them.
it. You're
I don't
willing to
believe that they
sacrifice.
should
You're
be
willing to
pushed on the
sacrifice.
ground,
The majority of
handcuffed, and put and
majority
deported
of
from the
Americans
country
are not
where their
willing
families
to
don't know.
sacrifice
That's
the
not
hard-earned
true.
work.
The majority of Americans support comprehensive immigration
The majority
reform.
of Americans are not willing to support with their hard-earned money. Support
That's not true.
People illegal coming into this country.
That's not true.
When
You
there's
need to
people
check
here,
the poll.
Americans who need it more.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So you're telling me that a veteran living on the street, he shouldn't get nothing, but a migrant man, 20 years old, who came across the border, should be able to be put up in a hotel,
Yeah.
get free food, free medicine, free cars, and everything. Right? You think that's right?
Okay.
Is that right or no?
No, it's not right.
Okay.
But let me tell you why that's not. Let me tell
So
you
then why
why.
do you
Why is it not right, Don? Oh, because of the Republicans. It's their fault.
That's not. Let me tell
then
you
why do you
why. Let me
support
tell
it?
you why.
Why
I'm
do you
not saying
support
that I
it?
support that. What you don't understand is that it's not that migrants'
So then
fault.
why don't you say? But wait
You're
a
not
minute.
letting me answer my question. What I'm trying to tell you is not that migrants' fault. It's the people who vote against comprehensive immigration reform and who vote against giving veterans in this country the help that they need. And that can be placed on both parties, but mostly on the Republican Party because they vote against it. And then you blame Democrats and you blame other people. American citizens, veterans who can't get the stuff that they want, poor people who are not getting enough money, who can't afford a livable wage, are not making a livable wage, people who are homeless and on the street because they can't afford to live in America. That's the biggest
Okay,
drain.
all right,
It's not
all right.
migrants. And if we fix that,
Okay.
then we'd have more money
So
to
when
help
you say
people
that,
who are in
when
need.
you say all the people on the street, there's a lot of people on the street that need help, right?
There's a lot of veterans on
A
our
lot of
street.
them on the
Yeah.
street, right? So don't you think we should have helped them first before we paid for hotels? And
I
cars
just
for
said that, but you're
migrants?
not listening to me.
No, I'm asking you this specific question.
Yes.
If you had a choice right now.
I just said yes. I answered your
Okay.
question.
Okay,
Yes.
so answer this one. If you had a choice right now, an American veteran who's on the street needs help, or a migrant that needs help, who gets the help?
Both.
There's
Oh
only one
my
choice you can give it to.
God.
Who do you give it to?
I give it to the person who is in most dire need.
No, which
He would give it to both. Oh my God. That's Don Lemon for you.
So okay,
I'm not
okay,
picking.
hang on,
I'm not
hang on.
picking whoever's in the
So
most dire need.
You've got mentally ill people on the street. Okay, a lot of them were veterans, right? And then you got healthy 22-year-old men coming in here illegal, right? Which one of those 22-year-old who's perfectly healthy to work that gets all the money from the government, free cars, free hotel, free everything, and they're giving it to them? But the veteran who gets it doesn't, or who wants it can't get it.
My answer's the same. I would give both.
But it's not happening.
What do you mean it's not happening?
They're giving it to the migrant.
That's not true.
They re- if
no,
listen,
Yeah, that's not
Illinois
true.
Is giving
If the
migrants
Democrats-
help.
Yes, but that's not. But that's.
If
But
the
that is
city-
not stopping American citizens and veterans from
Okay.
getting health care.
You know what the right answer is? If you got to pick between a veteran and an illegal, get the damn illegal out of here. It's Sean Daniel here. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys want to see another Don Lemon takedown, check out this video right here. Well, this white guy walking the street, curses out Don Lemon, and he deserves it. And I'll see you there.